Father's Day. They say it's a time for love, gratitude, celebration. But for me it was a funeral. Not of flesh or bone, but of trust, loyalty, and everything I had quietly built over the years. The cake had already been sliced, the coffee brewed, and the living room echoed with laughter far too rehearsed to be real. There was something hollow in their joy, a silence hidden in their smiles, like shadows lurking just beyond the light. My wife handed me a gift bag, its front decorated with the word champion in bold golden letters. I reached inside, half expecting something mundane. Perhaps a tie, a new watch, something chosen without thought but wrapped with ceremony. Instead, I pulled out a neatly clipped stack of divorce papers. Pre-signed. Ready. Legal. My daughter stood beside her, eyes gleaming with cruelty, and clapped with a mocking grin. To the best loser in the world, she jeered. My wife didn't even blink. Calm as ice, rehearsed like a speech she'd practiced a dozen times in the mirror, she said, "You're just not worth the trouble anymore." I didn't argue. I didn't shout. I simply nodded and smiled, because what they didn't know, what they never knew, was that I had already seen this coming. Years ago, I had always been the quiet one, the dependable one, the man who paid the bills on time, who skipped nights out so his family could sleep peacefully, who stood by his daughter's side through every fever, every recital, every heartbreak. I was the anchor, reliable, grounded, safe, and somehow, that became my sin. Funny thing about anchors, eventually people see them not as steady, but as heavy, drowning weights. My wife stopped kissing me goodnight 2 years ago. My daughter stopped calling me dad 6 months after that. I blamed myself. Maybe I worked too much. Maybe I wasn't romantic enough, spontaneous enough. But the truth? I was too much of everything they no longer wanted. It started small. A charger left in the wrong outlet. Not hers, someone else's. Sleek. Different. Masculine. Then came the late-night calls. Whispers. Laughter that used to belong to me. She changed her passwords. My daughter started looking at me like I was some side character in a story she didn't care about anymore. I never confronted them. I didn't scream. I didn't rage. I simply watched. Listened. Documented. One night, I stood in front of the bathroom mirror. No tears. No trembling hands. Just a decision. They thought I'd beg. They thought I'd break. But instead I planned. I reached out to a friend I once helped when his business was collapsing. He returned the favor by connecting me to a forensic accountant. Quietly, we pulled every thread. My wife had been funneling money into a hidden account under her sister's name. And the lover? A failed real estate agent. She was secretly bankrolling with our savings. He was living in an apartment paid for by my overtime. Every detail, screenshots, bank statements, phone logs was gathered. All legal. All airtight. I waited. I let them hand me those divorce papers. Let them laugh. Let them think they were in control. The next morning, I filed my version, with full documentation. Adultery. Financial misconduct. Parental alienation. My lawyer served her at her office, right in front of her colleagues. Her professional smile cracked. The facade shattered. My daughter was served too. I filed for her emancipation. She wanted to be free of her boring dad. Done. I followed it with a cessation of financial support. No more tuition fund. No car. No more paying for the phone she used to insult me. The house. Sold. My name was the only one on the deed. The proceeds transferred to a trust fund for my niece. The only one who ever hugged me just because she felt like it. That apartment downtown. Evicted. Lease nullified. Turns out the man my wife destroyed our family for had 3 other sponsors. She wasn't the prize. She was just another donor. They came to me eventually. Separately. My daughter arrived first, her pride crumbling, eyes swollen. I didn't mean it, she sobbed. I was young. I didn't understand. I nodded. I know, I said. That's why I'm giving you the chance to grow up on your own now. Then came my wife. No makeup. Panic replacing polish. You don't have to do this, she whispered. We can fix it. I looked at her. Really looked. This was the woman who once made my heart race. Now, she was just a stranger standing in the ashes of the home she burned down. You already did, I replied, turning my back on her for the last time. Now I wake before dawn. One cup of coffee. Silence. Peace. I read. I write. I breathe. Some nights, I still wonder what made them turn. What made the people I loved trade loyalty for novelty, stability for chaos. But then I remember, snakes don't need a reason to strike. It's just in their nature. I wasn't a loser. I was a lesson. And every Father's Day from now on, they'll remember the day they tried to bury a man who had already unearthed every one of their secrets. Justice isn't loud. It's precise. Surgical. And I didn't just survive. I dismantled the illusion. Silently. Completely.